The music stops. Every head in the great hall of Silverpine Manor turns toward the sound. The crack of bone meeting marble. The wet splash of blood spreading across white stone. 300 pack members dressed in their finest winter furs and velvet stand, frozen. Glasses of mulled wine hover at lips. Conversations die mid-sentence. Even the fire in the massive hearth seems to dim, as if the flames themselves hold their breath. On the floor in a growing pool of crimson lies a girl, 18 years old. Dark hair splayed across marble like ink spilled on parchment. Her servant's dress, gray wool worn thin at the elbows, darkens with blood from the silver knife embedded between her shoulder blades. Lady Seraphine Thornmere stands over her golden curls perfect emerald gown, untouched by a single drop of blood. In her right hand, a matching silver blade catches the firelight. Her voice carries across the sudden silence light and musical, as if commenting on the weather. Clumsy Omega nearly spilled wine on Lord Gavin. 250 heads nod. Murmurs of agreement ripple through the crowd. Of course, the broken girl, always causing trouble. Someone should really teach her to be more careful. At the high table, Lord Gavin Vex, current master of Silverpine, waves a dismissive hand. His face flushed with wine and winter warmth shows mild annoyance. Nothing more, as if a servant bleeding on his floor is merely an inconvenience to be swept away before the next course arrives. Clean it up, he says, before it stains. Guards move forward, two large men in leather armor hands reaching for the girl's arms to drag her away. To the servants' quarters probably, or maybe just outside into the snow. Let the cold take care of the problem. That's when he moves. King Theron Ashcroft has been seated at the high table for the past hour, a visiting dignitary from the Northern Territories. Treaty business, they said. Alliance matters. Boring political ceremony that required his presence but not his attention. He's been watching the girl all night. Not obviously. Kings learn to observe without appearing to observe. But every time she circled the room with her wine pitcher, his eyes followed. Every time she limped past on that injured ankle, trying to hide the pain, his jaw tightened. Every time Seraphine whispered something cruel as the girl poured, making her hands shake, his fingers curled into fists beneath the table. Now he stands, 6 feet 5 inches of controlled violence in black formal attire. Broad shoulders, battle scars visible even through his collar. Dark hair to his shoulders tied back with a leather cord. Gray eyes that catch the firelight and reflect it back like polished steel. He crosses the hall in 10 strides. The guards freeze. One glance from those gray eyes and their hands drop. They step back. They know what he is. The Shadowborn King. The Cursed One. The wolf who walks in darkness. Men who've spent their lives learning not to fear anything suddenly remember what fear tastes like. Theron reaches the girl, doesn't hesitate, doesn't ask permission. He wraps one hand around the knife handle and pulls it free in a single smooth motion. The blade comes out with a wet sound. Blood flows faster. He drops the knife. It clatters on marble silver, on stone. Then he kneels. The king of the Northern Territories, ruler of 10,000 wolves, master of 3 mountain ranges and 5 major cities, kneels in a pool of blood on a minor lordling's floor. He slides one arm beneath the girl's shoulders, the other under her knees. Lifts her as if she weighs nothing. Her head lolls against his chest. Blood soaks into his formal jacket, black fabric turning blacker. He turns to face the high table. Lord Gavin has gone pale. His wineglass trembles in his hand. Beside him, Lady Vivian, his wife, stares with wide eyes. Seraphine's smile has frozen on her face, suddenly uncertain. Theron's voice when he speaks is quiet, conversational. The kind of quiet that makes every person in the room strain to hear. The kind of quiet that comes before thunder. You will never touch her again. He looks at Seraphine. Just looks. His eyes shift just for a moment from gray to gold. Wolf rising to the surface. Ancient predator recognizing prey. Seraphine drops her knife. The blade clatters beside its twin. Theron turns back to Gavin. The Lord has found his voice, though it comes out strangled. Your Majesty, she's just a servant. An Omega. Broken besides, can't even shift. There's no need to, she's mine. 2 words, spoken with absolute finality. The kind of statement that requires no explanation, permits no argument. Mine. As in, I have claimed her. As in, what's mine I protect. As in, challenge that and see what happens. Gavin's mouth opens, closes, opens again. Your Majesty, surely you don't mean... Theron's eyes flash full gold now. His voice drops even lower. A wolf's growl wrapped in human words. I will say this once. She is mine. Anyone who touches her answers to me. Anyone who harms her burns. I will raise Silverpine to its foundation stones and salt the earth. I will erase this holding from every map. I will make certain that in 100 years, no one remembers it existed. Silence. Not the shocked silence from before. This is different. This is 300 wolves suddenly remembering that they are prey animals standing in a room with an apex predator. This is the silence of rabbits when the hawk's shadow passes overhead. Do you understand? Gavin nods. Frantic, desperate nodding. Yes. Yes, Your Majesty. Perfectly. Absolutely. She's yours, of course. No one will touch her. I swear it. Theron doesn't respond. He turns and walks toward the doors. The crowd parts before him like water around a ship's prow. No one meets his eyes. No one speaks. They barely breathe. He carries the girl out of the great hall down the bed with dark blue curtains, hearth big enough to stand in, windows overlooking snow-dusted gardens, rich carpets, tapestries on the walls, and in the center, standing by the window, is the king. He doesn't turn, doesn't acknowledge her presence, just stands there looking out at the snow. Rhiannon curtsies, low, proper, stays bent. Your Majesty, I'm to serve you during your stay. If you need anything, your name, it's not a question, it's a command. She hesitates. No one's asked her name in years. Most people call her Girl, or Omega, or don't call her anything at all. Rhiannon, Your Majesty, Rhiannon Vex. Now he turns. Those gray eyes fix on her, pinning her like a butterfly to board. He studies her. Not the way men usually look at women, not with lust or interest. He looks at her the way a general surveys a battlefield, assessing, cataloging, calculating. His eyes move over her, taking in the threadbare dress, the too thin frame, the way she holds her weight off her left ankle, the scar visible on her palm, the shadows under her eyes that speak of sleepless nights and too little food. She feels naked under that gaze, exposed, seen in a way she hasn't been seen in 17 years. Vex, he says quietly, Lord Aldrich's daughter. She blinks, surprised. You knew my father? I met him once. I was 15. My father brought me to a territorial summit. Your father spoke at the council. He was a good man, fair, just. I liked him. Past tense. Was. Rhiannon swallows hard. Theron is still watching her. You look like him. You have his eyes. Something cracks in her chest. Old Marin said the same thing, years ago, standing in the snow with fresh bread. She doesn't know what to say, doesn't trust herself to speak. She keeps her head bowed. Theron turns back to the window. I'll require dinner at sundown. Something simple. Meat, bread, wine, leave it and go. I don't need conversation. Yes, Your Majesty. And Rhiannon. She freezes. He used her name. Not Girl or Omega. Her name. You're limping. Badly. Have a healer look at that ankle. It's fine, Your Majesty. It's not fine. It clicks when you walk. Bone grinding on bone. Old injury. Poorly healed. Have it looked at. He says it like an order. She nods. Curtsies again. Backs toward the door. She's almost out when he speaks once more. Your father was a good man. I'm sorry for your loss. The door closes behind her. She stands in the hallway, breathing hard, something hot behind her eyes. Not tears. She hasn't cried in years. But something. He saw her limp, heard the click of bone on bone, noticed details no one else has noticed in years. He saw her. She doesn't know what to do with that. Dinner that evening is chaos, not the preparation. That goes fine. Rhiannon delivers roasted venison, fresh bread butter, winter vegetables, a flagon of red wine, sets it all on the table in the king's suite. He's not there. Out touring the village, probably. She leaves the food and goes. The chaos comes later, in the great hall. Lord Gavin is hosting a formal feast in the king's honor. 250 people in attendance, all of Silverpine's pack leadership, neighboring packs who came when they heard the king was visiting. Everyone dressed in their finest, everyone eager to meet the man who saved them. Rhiannon serves at the high table. It's her job, has been for years, circling with wine pitchers, keeping goblets filled, removing empty plates, being invisible. She's done it 1,000 times. She can do it in her sleep. Tonight her hands shake. She doesn't know why. The king is just another noble, just another man. She's served hundreds of them, thousands, lords and ladies and visiting dignitaries. They're all the same. None of them see her. But when she approaches Theron's chair to refill his wine, her hands tremble. He notices. Of course he does. He notices everything. He looks up. gray eyes meeting hers, for just a moment. Then he looks away, lifts his goblet in silent permission. She pours, doesn't spill. Her training is too ingrained for that, but her hands shake. She moves on. Next guest, next goblet, trying to become invisible again. That's when Seraphine notices. Lady Seraphine Thornmere is seated 3 chairs down from the king. She's been trying to engage him in conversation all night, flirting, laughing at things that aren't funny, leaning forward to give him a better view of her low-cut gown. He's ignored her completely, answered in monosyllables when forced to respond, spent most of dinner staring at his plate or at the far wall or at anything that isn't her. It's driving Seraphine mad. She's beautiful. She knows it. 24 years old and stunning. Golden hair, perfect features, alpha bloodline, strong wolf. Men compete for her attention, fight over her favor. This man won't even look at her. She notices when he looks at the Omega servant, notices the way his eyes follow Rhiannon around the room. Not obviously, not in a way anyone else would catch. But Seraphine has spent years perfecting the art of reading people, reading their wants, their weaknesses. The king is watching the broken Omega girl. Jealousy floods through Seraphine like acid, hot and corrosive and irrational. She waits, patient, predatory, watches Rhiannon circle the room, watches her limp, watches her try so hard to be invisible. When Rhiannon passes behind Seraphine's chair, the lady shifts, just slightly, just enough. Her elbow bumps the wine pitcher in Rhiannon's hand. Not hard, not obvious, just a touch. The pitcher tilts. Rhiannon catches it, doesn't spill, but the motion makes her stumble. Her bad ankle gives out. She staggers, catches herself on the back of a chair. No wine spills, no harm done. She straightens, murmurs an apology, moves on. But Seraphine is already moving. How clumsy, her voice carries, light, musical, concerned. My lords and ladies, I do apologize. The Omega nearly spilled wine all over me, all over Lord Gavin. Could have ruined the entire feast. Heads turn, eyes focus on Rhiannon. She freezes, pitcher in hand, terror in her chest. It's fine, Lord Gavin says quickly. Too quickly. No harm done. Continue serving. But Seraphine is standing now, moving toward Rhiannon with predatory grace. No, my lord, this is unacceptable. The girl is clearly unfit for service. Look at her, shaking, limping. She's a danger to everyone here. Seraphine, Gavin's voice holds warning. Seraphine ignores him. She's in front of Rhiannon now, close, too close. Her hand goes to the bodice of her gown, where she keeps a silver knife, small, ornamental, sharp. I'll teach you to be careful. She draws the knife, quick, practiced. Rhiannon sees it coming, can't move fast enough. The blade flashes. A hand catches Seraphine's wrist, large hand, scarred knuckles, iron grip. Theron has moved. No one saw him rise. No one saw him cross the space between his chair and where they stand. But he's there now, holding Seraphine's wrist, the knife hovering inches from Rhiannon's throat. The great hall goes silent. Theron's voice, when he speaks, is quiet, conversational, the kind of quiet that precedes violence. Drop it. Seraphine tries to pull away. Can't. His grip is absolute. Your Majesty, I was just... Drop it. His eyes flash, gray to gold, wolf rising to the surface. Power radiates from him in waves. Alpha authority, primal, overwhelming. Seraphine's hand opens. The knife clatters to the floor. Theron releases her wrist, steps back, but he doesn't return to his seat. He stands between Seraphine and Rhiannon. Physical barrier. Protection. Lord Gavin, Theron says, still not raising his voice. Control your pack, or I will. Gavin goes white. Yes, Your Majesty, of course. Seraphine, sit down. Now. Seraphine sits, fury in her eyes, but she sits. Theron turns to Rhiannon. She's still frozen, pitcher in trembling hands, eyes wide. Are you hurt? She shakes her head, can't speak. Go, you're dismissed for the evening. She doesn't need to be told twice. She sets the pitcher on the nearest table and flees. Through the side door, down the servants' corridor, up the back stairs, to her attic corner. She collapses on her straw pallet, breathing hard, heart pounding. He protected her. The king, the Shadowborn king, the monster everyone fears. He protected her from Seraphine, put himself between them, used his authority to shield a worthless Omega servant. Why she doesn't understand. Doesn't know what to do with this information. It doesn't fit. Doesn't make sense. She lies in darkness, listening to snow fall outside, listening to her heart gradually slow. Tomorrow she'll have to face him again, serve his breakfast, tend his fire, pretend nothing happened, but something did happen. For the first time in 17 years, someone saw her being hurt and stopped it. She doesn't know what that means. Doesn't dare hope it means anything at all. Hope is a luxury. And she learned long ago that luxuries aren't for girls like her. But in the darkness, in the cold attic, with snow falling outside, and her heart still racing, she allows herself one small thought. Maybe, just maybe, the stories about the cruel king are wrong. Morning comes too soon. Rhiannon wakes before dawn, as always. The attic is dark, freezing. Her breath fogs in the air. The thin blanket did nothing against the cold. Her body aches, joints stiff, muscles protesting as she forces herself upright. She doesn't allow herself to think about last night, about gray eyes flashing gold, about a hand catching a blade meant for her throat, about a voice quiet and deadly saying, "Drop it." Thinking about it makes something flutter in her chest, something dangerous, something like hope. She can't afford hope. She dresses in the dark. Same gray dress, same cracked boots, braids her hair with numb fingers. The routine is automatic, practiced. She's done it every day for years. Down the back stairs, through empty corridors. The manor is silent, everyone else still sleeping. This is her time. The hours before dawn when she's truly alone, when she can move without fear of running into Seraphine, or Vivian, or anyone who might decide she deserves punishment for existing. She reaches the kitchens, starts the fire. The cook won't arrive for another hour, but Rhiannon knows the routine. She's been doing this since age 6. 12 years of building fires and hauling water and preparing meals for people who don't know her name. She sets a kettle to boil, slices bread, arranges a tray. The king requested simple meals: meat, bread, wine. She has no meat this early, but she has fresh bread, butter, honey, tea. It will have to do. She's arranging everything on a silver tray when she hears footsteps behind her. "You're up early." The voice makes her jump. She spins, nearly drops the tray. Theron stands in the kitchen doorway. He's dressed simply. No royal regalia, just dark trousers and a white shirt sleeves rolled to his elbows. His hair is loose around his shoulders. He looks younger without all the formal clothing. More human. "Your Majesty?" She curtsies, awkward with the tray in her hands. "I was preparing your breakfast. I apologize if it's not ready yet. It's fine, I'm early." He moves into the kitchen, glances at the tray. "Is that for me?" "Yes, Your Majesty. I know you requested meat, but the cook hasn't arrived yet. I can wait if you prefer." "This is perfect." He reaches for the tray. She pulls back instinctively. "I can bring it to your suite, Your Majesty. You don't need to." "I'll eat here." He takes the tray from her hands, sets it on the wooden work table, sits on the bench, gestures to the space across from him. "Sit." Rhiannon stares. "Your Majesty, I can't. I'm a servant. I shouldn't." "Sit." It's not a request. It's an order. Delivered in that quiet, controlled voice that somehow compels obedience more effectively than shouting. She sits. He breaks bread, spreads butter, eats without ceremony, like a soldier. Efficient, practical. Not like a king at all. Rhiannon keeps her eyes down, hands folded in her lap, heart hammering. After several long moments of silence, he speaks. "How long have you been serving in this household?" 17 years, Your Majesty." "Since you were 1 year old?" "Yes, Your Majesty." "After your parents died?" It's not a question. He already knows. She nods anyway. He takes another bite, chews thoughtfully. "Tell me about the ankle." Her hand moves instinctively to her left leg. "It's nothing, Your Majesty." "It clicks when you walk. Bone grinding on bone. That's not nothing. What happened?" She doesn't want to tell him, doesn't want to speak the words. But he's waiting, patient, expectant. "An accident," she says finally. "Last spring, a trap in the woods. My foot was caught. It healed badly." "What kind of trap?" "Bear trap, Your Majesty." His hand stops halfway to his mouth. "Bread forgotten." "A bear trap." "Yes, Your Majesty." "And you were walking where bear traps are set." "I was fetching water from the well. It's part of my morning duties." "Someone set a bear trap on a path used for fetching water." She says nothing. The implication hangs between them. Theron sets down his bread, leans forward. "Look at me." She doesn't want to. Looking directly at an alpha is disrespectful, presumptuous. She could be punished for it. Rhiannon, look at me. She lifts her eyes. Those gray eyes are intense, focused, seeing her, really seeing her. That wasn't an accident, was it? She doesn't answer, can't answer. Saying yes means accusing someone, accusing Seraphine, or Vivian, or one of a dozen people who've made her life hell. Accusations require proof. She has none. Just suspicion. Just the certainty that traps don't set themselves. Her silence is answer enough. Theron's jaw tightens. How long were you caught? 4 hours, Your Majesty. 4 hours. He says it flatly. Processing. And no one came looking for you. I wasn't missed until I failed to return for afternoon duties. You freed yourself. Yes, Your Majesty. Help us some. I forced the jaws open just enough and pulled free. He's staring at her now, something shifting in his expression. Not pity, something else. Something she can't identify. Show me your palm. She blinks, confused. Your Majesty, your left palm, show me. Slowly she extends her hand, palm up. The scar is visible, circular, silver burn, 7 years old but still prominent. Theron looks at it, doesn't touch, just looks. Silver burn. Yes, Your Majesty. How old were you? 11, Your Majesty. 11 Yard from. Who did it? She pulls her hand back. It was an accident, Your Majesty. Don't lie to me. The words are sharp, command in them. She flinches. Theron's expression softens slightly. I'm not angry at you, but I need the truth. Who burned you? She swallows hard. Lady Seraphine, Your Majesty. She was testing to see if I was really a wolf, since I couldn't shift. Testing. The word comes out flat, cold. By pressing silver into your flesh. It only lasted 30 seconds, Your Majesty. It could have been worse. 30 seconds. He's very still now, controlled, but something dangerous lurks beneath that control. You were 11 years old and someone burned you with silver for 30 seconds to test you. Yes, Your Majesty. He stands, abruptly. The bench scrapes against stone. He paces to the fire, stands there, back to her. She can see tension in his shoulders, in the set of his spine. When he speaks again, his voice is carefully neutral. The missing toe, your right foot. How did that happen? Frostbite, Your Majesty, when I was 14. From what? I was punished. 3 days in the iron cage. Winter. It was very cold. He turns. The iron cage. Yes, Your Majesty. The punishment cage in the courtyard. The one designed for violent criminals. Yes, Your Majesty. You were 14. What crime did you commit that warranted 3 days in winter? I spilled wine, Your Majesty, at a feast. It splashed on Lady Vivian's dress. Silence. Long silence. Theron just stares at her and she realizes with a sick feeling in her stomach that she's made a terrible mistake. She's told him too much. Exposed the truth. Now he knows. Now everyone will know. And there will be consequences. There are always consequences. I should go, she says quickly, standing. I have duties. The cook will be here soon. I need to sit down. She sits. Theron returns to the bench, but he doesn't sit. He stands, looking down at her. And when he speaks, his voice is different, quieter, more gentle than she's ever heard it. Rhiannon, listen to me carefully. What has been done to you is not normal. It's not acceptable. It's abuse. Systematic, intentional abuse. Do you understand that? She doesn't know how to answer. No one's ever said those words before. Abuse. It sounds wrong. Too dramatic. She's just a servant. This is just her life. I've survived, she whispers. Surviving isn't living. It's all I have. He crouches, bringing himself to eye level. Not looming over her. Meeting her where she is. What if I told you it doesn't have to be? She looks at him, really looks, at the scars on his jaw, at the gray eyes that hold something she can't name. At the face of a man who is called cruel but who stopped a blade meant for her throat. I wouldn't believe you, Your Majesty. A small smile touches his lips, sad, understanding. Fair enough. He stands, returns to his side of the table, sits, picks up his bread again. I'm going to ask you something, and I want you to think carefully before you answer. She waits. When I leave Silverpine, would you come with me? The world stops. The fire crackles. The kettle hisses. Outside, the first birds begin morning songs. But Rhiannon hears none of it. There's only those words echoing in her head. Would you come with me? I don't understand, Your Majesty. I need to name my price for the cure. Lord Gavin expects me to demand gold, or territory, or political concessions. He pauses. I'm going to demand you. Me? Her voice comes out strangled. Why? He's quiet for a moment, considering his words. Because I have a problem. A curse, actually. And I think you might be the solution. I'm Omega, Your Majesty. Broken Omega. I can't even shift. I can't be a solution to anything. You're not Omega. She blinks. Your Majesty. Your father was Alpha bloodline, strong Alpha. Your mother was the same. Two strong Alphas don't produce Omegas. It's genetically impossible. He leans forward. You were suppressed. Someone's been dosing you, probably since childhood, keeping your wolf dormant. The words don't make sense. Can't make sense. That's not, I would know. I would feel wolf's bane, small doses, regular, undetectable unless you're looking for it. It keeps the wolf asleep, makes a strong wolf appear weak, broken. Her mind races. 17 years, every morning, 3 drops in her milk. The healer, the old man who treats everyone, who's served House Vex for decades. Lady Vivian directing him, always watching, always making sure Rhiannon drinks. No, she whispers. They wouldn't. Why would they? Because you're the rightful heir to Silverpine. When you come of age, you inherit. Unless you're unfit to rule, unless you're broken. The pieces fall into place. Terrible, inevitable, a conspiracy 17 years in the making. Lord Gavin is regent, Theron continues, but only until you're old enough to take control, which you are now, 18, legal age, except you can't take control if you can't shift. If you're Omega, if you're worthless. Rhiannon's hands are shaking. The debt, he says I owe 800 gold pieces. Fraudulent, all of it. You owe nothing. Silverpine is yours, the holdings, the wealth, everything. They stole it, and they've been keeping you weak so you couldn't take it back. She can't breathe, can't think. 17 years, her entire life, built on lies and poison and theft. Why are you telling me this? The words come out harsh, accusatory. What do you want from me? Theron doesn't flinch at her tone. I told you I have a curse. Every full moon I transform, violently, uncontrollably. Anyone with an awakened wolf near me is forced to shift as well. Most wolves can't handle it. The forced transformation tears them apart. He pauses, and she sees pain in his eyes. Old pain, deep pain. 3 women tried to break the curse by becoming my mate. 3 women died because their wolves were already awakened. The forced shift killed them. You need someone whose wolf is dormant, Rhiannon says slowly. Yes, someone the curse can't affect, or someone strong enough to anchor me, to ground the curse and give me control. He meets her eyes. You might be both. Might be. I don't know. I won't lie to you. There's a chance this kills you too. There's a chance you end up like the others, but there's also a chance you survive. A chance you break the curse. And if you do, you'd be free. Truly free. Not as a servant, as yourself. With your wolf awakened. With power returned. She stares at him, at this king who saved her village, who stopped a blade meant for her, who sees her when everyone else looks through her. And if I say no, then you say no, I'll find another price, and you return to Silverpine, to your life here, to Seraphine, to Vivian, to 17 more years of invisible suffering. That's not a choice, she says bitterly. No, he agrees quietly. It's not, I'm sorry for that, but I'm also desperate, and you're my last hope. Honesty, raw and terrible. He's not pretending, not manipulating, just laying truth between them like a sword on a table. I need to think, she manages. You have until I name my price. 3 days. I'll be touring in the territory, assessing. When I return, you'll give me your answer. He stands, takes the tray, heads for the door. Your Majesty. He stops, looks back. Why do you care about the burns, the trap, the cage? I'm nobody. Why does it matter? He's quiet for a long moment. Then 5 years ago, I visited Silverpine for a treaty meeting. It was winter. I saw a girl in an iron cage in the courtyard. 14 years old, freezing, suffering. I asked my father to intervene. He said it wasn't our business, that we had no authority in another lord's holding. He shifts the tray. I left, and I've regretted it every day since. I told myself I was following proper protocol, respecting boundaries. But the truth is I was a coward. I saw someone being hurt, and I did nothing. His gray eyes hold hers. I won't make that mistake again. He leaves. The door closes softly behind him. Rhiannon sits alone in the kitchen as dawn breaks outside, as light spills through windows, as the world wakes up around her. He saw her 5 years ago, saw her in that cage and remembered. And now he's offering her a choice. Dangerous, potentially deadly, but a choice more than anyone else has ever offered. She touches her palm, the silver scar, touches her ankle, feels the bone grind and click, inventories every wound, every mark. Every piece of hers they've taken over 17 years. She thinks about 3 more days. 3 more days of being invisible, of serving people who despise her, of swallowing poison disguised as milk. She thinks about the alternative, about leaving, about waking her wolf, about the possibility slim dangerous, maybe suicidal of being whole. The cook arrives, bustles in, sees Rhiannon sitting at the work table. "What are you doing? There's work to do. Breakfast won't prepare itself. Move." Rhiannon stands, returns to her duties, returns to being invisible. But something has changed. Someone saw her. Someone remembered. Someone cared. Someone. And in 3 days, she'll have to decide if that's enough to risk everything. The king spends the next 3 days touring Silverpine. Rhiannon watches from windows, from doorways, from shadowed corners. He walks through the village, talks to pack members, examines the manor's accounts with Lord Gavin, inspects the boundaries, the farmland, the forests. He's thorough, professional, every inch a king assessing a holding. But sometimes when he thinks no one's watching, his eyes find her. Across a crowded room, through a window, in a hallway, those gray eyes seeking her out, making sure she's there, making sure she's safe. It unsettles her. No one's ever watched over her before. No one's ever cared enough to check. On the second day, Lady Seraphine makes her move. It happens in the afternoon. Rhiannon is in the linen closet counting sheets. Boring work, mindless. She's almost relaxed. The door opens, closes, locks. Seraphine stands there. Beautiful, furious, dangerous. "You spoke to the king." Rhiannon backs up. Nowhere to go. The closet is small. Seraphine blocks the only exit. "I serve him, my lady. I have to speak." "Don't play stupid. You told him things about the pain, the trap, the burn. I can see it in his eyes, the way he looks at you, the way he looks at us. You've poisoned him against us." "I didn't, my lady. I swear, I only—" Seraphine lunges, hand fists in Rhiannon's hair, yanks her head back. "You stupid Omega bitch. Do you have any idea what you've done?" Pain explodes across Rhiannon's scalp. Tears spring to her eyes. She doesn't fight back. Fighting back makes it worse. Always makes it worse. "He's a king," Seraphine hisses. "We need his favor, his alliance. And you've made us look like monsters." "I didn't say anything, my lady. Please." Seraphine's other hand draws a knife. Small, silver, the same one from the feast. "I should have killed you that night. Would have if he hadn't interfered. But I'm alone now, no one watching, no one to save you." She presses the blade against Rhiannon's throat. Not deep, just enough to draw blood. A thin line of fire. "When the king leaves, you're mine. Do you understand mine? And I'm going to make you pay for every look, every word, every moment of his attention you stole." The blade presses harder. Rhiannon feels warmth trickle down her neck. Smells her own blood. Then the door explodes inward. Not open, not unlocked. Exploded. Wood splinters. Lock tears free. The entire door rips off its hinges and crashes to the floor. Theron stands in the doorway. His eyes aren't gray anymore. They're gold. Completely gold. Glowing. Wolf at the surface, he moves faster than anything human should move. One moment at the door. Next moment, his hand is locked around Seraphine's wrist. The one holding the knife. He squeezes. Bones crack audible. Loud. Seraphine screams. The knife falls. Theron doesn't release her. He lifts. Seraphine rises onto her toes, then off her feet entirely, suspended by her broken wrist. "You will never," he says, voice inhumanly low, "touch her again." He throws. Seraphine flies across the hallway, hits the opposite wall, slides down, gasping, crying, cradling her shattered wrist. Guards appear, drawn by the noise. They stop when they see the king, when they see his eyes. They don't intervene. "Get Lord Gavin," Theron says, not to anyone in particular. To everyone. "Now, Sin." A guard runs. Theron turns to Rhiannon. His eyes fade, gold to gray. He sees the blood on her neck. His jaw tightens. "Are you hurt?" She touches her throat. Her fingers come away red. It's shallow, Your Majesty. He steps closer, examines the cut. It needs cleaning. I can do it, Your Majesty. I'm fine. You're bleeding. I've bled before, Your Majesty. Something passes across his face. Pain, anger, grief. I know, that's the problem. Lord Gavin arrives, rushing, panicked. He sees the broken door, sees Seraphine sobbing against the wall, sees the king's expression. Your Majesty, what? I'm naming my price. Theron's voice cuts like a blade. For the cure, for saving 300 lives, Gavin pales. Of course, Your Majesty. Whatever you require, I want Silverpine. Silence. The territory itself. Gavin's voice shakes. Your Majesty, not the territory, the heir. Rhiannon Vex, daughter of Lord Aldrich, rightful Lady of Silverpine. She comes with me to Castle Ashenvale as my guest. Gavin's mouth opens, closes. Your Majesty, she's just a servant, an Omega. Surely you want something more. I want her. Theron's eyes flash gold again. Warning. Sign the papers. Transfer her guardianship to me. Clear her fraudulent debt. Return her father's name, all of it. Today. Your Majesty. Or I name a different price. Your head. For 17 years of abuse. For systematic torture. For theft of inheritance. For conspiracy against a noble bloodline. He steps forward. I can prove all of it. I've seen the evidence. Found it in your own records. So choose. Give me the girl or face execution. Gavin looks at Rhiannon, at this worthless Omega servant he's despised for years. At the broken girl who served his household since she was a baby. She expects him to refuse, to fight, to say she's not worth trading for his life. Instead, he bows. She's yours, Your Majesty. I'll prepare the documents immediately. No hesitation, no argument. He'd rather lose her than die. Of course he would. Rhiannon feels nothing. She's emptied of feeling, hollowed out. Theron turns to her. Pack your things. We leave at dawn. I have nothing to pack, Your Majesty. He stops, looks at her, really looks, at the single threadbare dress, at the cracked boots, at the girl who owns nothing, is nothing. Then we'll get you new things at Ashenvale. Everything you need, everything you should have had. He starts to leave, pauses. And Rhiannon. Yes, Your Majesty. You're not going as a servant. You're going as a guest, as the Lady of Silverpine, as yourself. Do you understand? She can't. Being herself is a concept so foreign it might as well be another language. But she nods anyway. Good. Dawn, be ready. He leaves. Guards follow. Gavin scurries after them, already calling for scribes and witnesses. Seraphine remains. Broken wrist, broken pride. She glares at Rhiannon with pure hatred. You think you've won, she whispers. You think he'll save you. But he's cursed. Everyone knows it. 3 brides dead, you'll be the 4th. And when you're screaming and dying and begging for mercy, remember that I warned you. She staggers away, leaving Rhiannon alone in the hallway, in the wreckage of a door, in the ruins of her old life. Dawn. She leaves at dawn, to Castle Ashenvale, to the Shadowborn King, to a curse that might kill her, but also possibly to freedom. She touches her neck. The cut has stopped bleeding. It will scar, another mark to add to her collection. But this one is different. This one someone cared about. She returns to the attic, to her corner, and to her thin blanket and straw pallet. One last night of being invisible. Tomorrow she becomes something else. She doesn't know what, but it has to be better than this. It has to be. Dawn breaks cold and clear. Rhiannon stands in the manor courtyard wearing the same gray dress, the same cracked boots. She owns nothing else. Behind her, Silverpine Manor looms 17 years of her life contained in stone and timber. 17 years of invisible suffering. She feels nothing looking at it. No sadness, no relief, just emptiness. The king's carriage waits. Black wood, silver fittings. 4 horses that look more wolf than equine. Soldiers in formation. Professional, silent, waiting for their king. Theron emerges from the manor. He's dressed for travel. Black cloak, leather armor beneath. He carries a bundle. Approaches her. For you. He holds it out. You'll need warmer clothes for the mountains. She takes it, unfolds it. A cloak, heavy wool lined with fur. Deep blue, not gray, not servant colors. The finest thing she's ever touched. Your Majesty, I can't. You can, you will. It's cold in the passes. His voice brooks no argument. She wraps the cloak around her shoulders. It's warm, heavy, safe. She's never felt safe before. Lord Gavin appears. He doesn't look at her, can't meet her eyes. He hands Theron a rolled parchment, sealed with wax. The documents, Your Majesty, as requested. Her debt cleared, her name restored. Lady Rhiannon Vex rightful heir to Silverpine. The words taste like ash in his mouth. Theron takes the parchment, doesn't open it, just tucks it inside his cloak. The territory remains yours, for now. But understand this. If I hear of any retaliation against pack members who supported her, if I hear of any attempt to harm her memory or her reputation, I will return, and I will not be merciful. Gavin bows, deep, subservient. Yes, Your Majesty. Theron turns to Rhiannon, offers his hand. Ready. She looks at his hand, scarred knuckles, strong fingers, a hand that stopped a blade meant for her throat, a hand that pulled her from 17 years of darkness. She takes it. His fingers close around hers, warm, solid, real. And then it hits her, the scent. It floods her senses, overwhelming, impossible to ignore. How did she not notice before? How did she miss it, pine? Deep forest after rain, cedar and smoke, and something else. Something wild, something that makes her wolf that dormant presence she's barely felt her entire life suddenly stir. Wake. Reach. Her breath catches. Theron's hand tightens on hers. His eyes flash. Gray to gold, just for a moment. He felt it too. Come, he says quietly, helps her into the carriage. Inside, it's lined with velvet, cushioned seats, windows with curtains, luxury beyond anything she's imagined. She sits. Theron sits across from her. The door closes. Through the window, she watches Silverpine Manor recede, watches the courtyard where she stood in an iron cage, watches the village where old Marin gave her bread, watches it all disappear behind winter trees. Gone. The carriage rolls north, toward the mountains, toward Castle Ashenvale, toward everything she doesn't know. Theron is watching her. She can feel his gaze even without looking. You smell it, he says, not a question, a statement. She nods. Can't speak yet. The scent is everywhere, filling the small space, making her dizzy. Your wolf is waking. The poisoning is ending. Your senses are returning. He pauses. What do you smell? She swallows, forces words. Forest, rain, cedar, you. And what does it make you feel safe home? Right. But she can't say those things. Can't admit that a scent makes her feel more than 17 years of life ever did. I don't know, Your Majesty. He leans forward, not threatening, gentle. Rhiannon, I need you to understand something. What you're feeling, what you're smelling, it's not just your wolf waking. It's recognition, the mate bond beginning to form. Mate bond, the words from the kitchen conversation. The words that mean permanent, forever. We barely know each other, she whispers. Mate bonds don't require knowing. They require recognition. Your wolf knows mine, and mine knows yours. He sits back. But I won't force this. The bond is beginning, yes, but it only completes if both parties choose it. If you decide after seeing what I am that you don't want this, the bond will fade. Painful but possible. What are you, Baya? Cursed, dangerous, alone for 12 years because everyone I've tried to save has died. His voice is raw, honest. I'm offering you a choice that might kill you, and I hate myself for it. But I'm also offering you freedom, power, your birthright returned, a life as yourself, not as their broken servant. The carriage hits a rut. She grabs the seat. Her ankle twinges. Click. Grind. Reminder of everything they took. Tell me about the curse, she says. All of it. I need to know what I'm choosing. So he tells her. The story spills out over hours as the carriage climbs into mountains. Theron's voice steady, controlled, but she hears the pain underneath. 12 years ago, age 16, he was young, arrogant, strong. The Shadowborn bloodline made him powerful, gave him abilities normal wolves didn't have. He could walk in shadows, move through darkness like it was water, command lesser wolves with just his voice. His cousin Corvinus Ravenshade was jealous. 3 years older, next in line to the throne. He'd spent his whole life preparing to be king, and then Theron's father named Theron heir instead. Corvinus smiled at the ceremony, Theron says, staring out the window at snow-covered peaks. Congratulated me, swore loyalty. I believed him. 2 months later, Theron's mother, Queen Meredith, began acting strange. Tired, weak. She was a witch powerful in her own right, but something was draining her. She was fighting the curse. Corvinus had hired a dark sorcerer, cast a curse designed to corrupt Theron's transformations, make them violent, uncontrollable, force any nearby wolves to shift involuntarily. The forced shifts would tear apart normal wolves, make Theron unfit to rule, make him dangerous, a monster. Queen Meredith detected the curse, used her own life force to create protective runes, wards that gave Theron partial control, enough to survive, enough to keep his throne. She died maintaining those wards. Theron was 16 years old, holding his mother's hand as she faded, whispering, "You're worth it. You're worth everything." "I didn't know about Corvinus then," Theron says. "Didn't discover his involvement until years later. By then he'd covered his tracks. No proof, just suspicion. The curse manifests every full moon, violent transformation. Anyone with an awakened wolf within 100 feet is forced to shift. Most can't handle it. The sudden involuntary change breaks their minds, tears their bodies apart. 3 brides tried to break it. Lady Seraphine Moramore, beautiful, strong, alpha bloodline. She lasted 3 hours before the forced shift destroyed her mind. She tore herself apart, claws raking her own flesh, unable to distinguish self from wolf. Princess Yolena of Northmarch, confident, certain love would break any curse. She made it to midnight, died begging for death. The pain of the forced shift was so intense she couldn't maintain human form, couldn't shift back, trapped in a half-state between wolf and human until her heart gave out. Lord Matthias Darkwater's sister Alina. She discovered evidence that Corvinus had cast the curse, tried to break it to expose her own brother's ally. She didn't just die, she vanished. No body ever found. Just her nightgown, soaked in blood, left in the tower room. Corvinus sent flowers to her funeral, Theron says bitterly. Mourned publicly. Called me cursed. Dangerous. Said I shouldn't take another bride. That I'd kill again. He wanted you to stay alone, Rhiannon says slowly, understanding. So the curse would kill you, eventually. So he'd inherit. Yes, and it's working. The curse is getting stronger. Every moon I lose more control. The runes my mother placed are fading. In 3 months, maybe less, I won't be able to transform back. I'll stay beast, forever, and they'll have to put me down. Silence fills the carriage. Just the sound of wheels on stone, wind whistling through mountain passes. Why do you think I can break it? Rhiannon asks. Because you're dormant. The forced shift can't affect a wolf that's asleep. He leans forward. But also because of what you are, your bloodline. I had my scholars research your family. Your mother's line traces back 300 years, to the Dawnborn. What's Dawnborn? An ancient bloodline, thought extinct, wolves who could channel pure light. They were the balance to Shadowborn. Where we walk in darkness, they walked in light. Where we command through fear, they commanded through hope. The perfect counter to shadow magic. He pulls out a book, old, leather-bound, opens it to a marked page, an illustration, a white wolf with gold markings, eyes violet gold, massive, powerful. The last known Dawnborn was your ancestor. She fled east 300 years ago, hid among normal wolves, diluted the bloodline to protect it. But the power doesn't disappear. It waits, dormant, until the right catalyst. You think I'm Dawnborn? I think you might be. The poisoning suppressed your wolf, yes, but it also might have suppressed your bloodline power. Kept it hidden, safe, until you were strong enough to survive its awakening. Rhiannon looks at the illustration, the white wolf, so different from the gray broken thing she's imagined herself to be. If I am Dawnborn, if I wake my wolf and we perform this bonding ritual, what happens? If it works, the curse breaks completely. I become whole, you become whole. We become bonded, mates, partners, equals. He closes the book. If it doesn't work, you die like the others, and I lose the last hope I have. And Corvinus, Theron's smile is cold, sharp, predatory. If the curse breaks, I'll have proof he cast it. The curse carries his magical signature. Once it's lifted, my court mage can trace it, and then I'll have him. Conspiracy, murder, treason. He'll burn. He'll try to stop us. Yes, he'll learn you're at Ashenvale. He'll come. He'll try to kill you before the next full moon. Theron's eyes flash gold, but he'll have to go through me first. And I've been waiting 12 years for an excuse to destroy him. The carriage rolls on, higher, colder. The air thins. Snow falls heavier here, accumulating on the windows. Rhiannon watches ice crystals form on glass, thinks about everything she's heard. Curses, magic, bloodlines, a destiny she never asked for, but also freedom, power, a chance to be something other than broken. When we arrive, she says quietly, what happens? We have 18 days until the full moon. We stop the wolfsbane immediately. Your wolf will wake fully. It'll hurt. The awakening of a suppressed wolf is painful, but I'll be there every moment. Then we train, you learn to shift, learn to control your power. And on the full moon, we attempt the bonding. And if I can't shift in time, if I'm not strong enough, then I lock myself in the tower alone, like I have for 12 years. And you go free, return to Silverpine if you want, or stay at Ashenvale as Lady Vex, protected, safe, your choice. He's giving her outs, escape routes, not trapping her. It's more than anyone's ever given her. I'll try, she says. I can't promise I'll succeed, but I'll try. Something shifts in his expression. Relief, gratitude, hope. That's all I ask. They stop for the night at a way station, small building, sheltered, meant for travelers crossing the passes. Theron's soldiers secure the perimeter. Build fires, set up camp. Theron leads Rhiannon to a private room. It's simple. A bed, a hearth, a chair. I'll be outside, he says. If you need anything, stay. The word surprises her as much as him, but she doesn't take it back. I'm tired of being alone, she says quietly. 17 years alone. I don't want to be alone tonight. Theron studies her, not with lust, with understanding. I'll stay, but I sleep in the chair. You take the bed. Your Majesty. Theron, we're bonding. You can use my name. Theron. It feels strange on her tongue, intimate. The bed is large enough for two, and you're injured. He is. She saw him wince climbing from the carriage. Old wound probably, battle scar. Rhiannon, if I lie beside you, your wolf will wake faster. The proximity to your mate accelerates the process. It'll hurt more. I'm used to pain. Not like this. I'm still asking you to stay. He's quiet, then nods. I'll stay, but don't say I didn't warn you. They lie on opposite sides of the bed, fully clothed, a foot of space between them. The fire crackles. Outside, wolves howl. His soldiers on patrol. She can smell him. That cedar and rain scent. It's stronger here. In the small room. In the darkness. Her wolf stirs. That presence in her mind dormant for 17 years, suddenly aware. Suddenly hungry. Mate it whispers. Ours. Claim. Protect. Her body responds. Heat floods through her, not painful, not yet, but intense, overwhelming. Her skin feels too tight. Her bones ache. Her senses sharpen. She can hear Theron's heartbeat, strong, steady, can smell the cedar on him and underneath something else. Something wild in Wolf and hers. It's starting, she gasps. I know. Breathe, just breathe. His hand finds hers in the darkness. Warm, solid. She grips it. Anchor. The heat builds. Her wolf pushing, rising, trying to wake after 17 years of forced sleep. It hurts. Gods, it hurts. Like her bones are breaking. Like her skin is tearing. Like everything inside her is rearranging. She bites her lip. Won't scream. Won't wake the camp. Let it out, Theron says. Scream if you need to. No one will judge you. I don't scream. Why not? Because screaming brings punishment. His hand tightens on hers. Not anymore. Never again. I swear it. The pain crests. She does scream. Can't help it. A raw animal sound. Theron pulls her close, not sexual, protective. His arms around her. His scent everywhere. His voice in her ear. I've got you. You're safe. Let your wolf wake. I'm here. She clings to him, rides the wave of pain. Her wolf surging, pushing. Almost there. Almost free. And then suddenly it settles. The pain recedes. Her breathing slows. She's still human. Still herself. But different. Changed. She can feel her wolf now, truly feel it. Not dormant anymore. Awake. Aware. Watching through her eyes. Lending her strength. How do you feel? Theron asks. She pulls back. Looks at him in the firelight. Those gray eyes. That scarred face. The man who saved her. Who's giving her a chance. Alive, she whispers. For the first time in my life, I feel alive. He smiles. Small. Genuine. Beautiful. Good. Tomorrow we reach Ashenvale. And then the real work begins. She settles against him, his arms still around her, his heartbeat steady against her ear, her wolf content. Purring almost. Mate it whispers. Ours. And for once, Rhiannon doesn't disagree. Morning comes. They reach Castle Ashenvale by noon. It rises from the mountainside like something from a dream. Black stone, silver gates, towers disappearing into clouds, massive, ancient, powerful, home. The word echoes in her mind, unbidden, unexpected, but true. This is home. Theron helps her from the carriage. Welcome to Ashenvale, Lady Rhiannon Vex. Welcome home. She looks up at the castle, at the home she never knew she needed. 18 days until the full moon. 18 days to learn to shift. 18 days to break a curse. 18 days to become whole. She takes a breath, squares her shoulders, feels her wolf rise to meet the challenge. Let's begin. Castle Ashenvale swallows her whole. Rhiannon stands in the great entrance hall, craning her neck to see vaulted ceilings that disappear into shadow. Torches burn in iron sconces, casting dancing light across tapestries, depicting wolves running beneath stars. The air smells of stone and smoke and something else. Magic, maybe. Old power soaked into the walls. This way, my lady. A woman approaches. 60 years old, silver hair in a neat braid, kind eyes. She wears simple gray robes marked with healing symbols. I'm Muriel, royal healer. His Majesty asked me to attend you during your stay. Not servant, not slave. Attend, as if Rhiannon is someone who matters. I'm to show you to the Queen's Wing, Muriel continues. It's been prepared for you. Queen's Wing, the words don't make sense. I'm not your Lady Rhiannon Vex, guest of the king. That makes you worthy of the Queen's Wing. Muriel's smile is warm. Come, you must be exhausted. They climb stairs, wide stone steps worn smooth by centuries of feet. Up and up. Rhiannon's ankle clicks with each step. She tries to hide the limp. Fails. Muriel notices. Of course she does, but she doesn't comment, just slows her pace. Accommodates without making it obvious. They reach a corridor lined with windows. Afternoon light streams through painting, everything gold. At the end, double doors carved with running wolves. Muriel opens them. The suite beyond takes Rhiannon's breath. It's larger than the entire servants' attic at Silverpine. Four-poster bed with midnight blue curtains. Hearth already lit, fire roaring. Windows overlooking mountains and forests stretching to the horizon. Thick carpets, tapestries. A bathing room attached, steam rising from a copper tub already filled. This can't be for me, Rhiannon whispers. It is. Queen Meredith's rooms. She'd want you to have them. Muriel moves to a wardrobe, opens it. Inside hang dresses. Not gray servant wool. Rich colors, blues and greens, and deep burgundy. His Majesty had these prepared. They should fit. If not, the castle seamstress will adjust them. Rhiannon touches a sleeve. Velvet, soft, real. There's more. Muriel indicates a chest at the foot of the bed. Undergarments, nightclothes, shoes, everything you need. Everything she's never had. I don't understand, Rhiannon says. Why is he doing this? Muriel's expression softens. Because he sees you and because you're his last hope. She pauses. You know about the curse. He told me in the carriage. Then you know what we're attempting. 18 days from now, on the full moon, you and the king will bond. If it works, the curse breaks. If it doesn't, she doesn't finish, doesn't need to. I die like the others. Perhaps, or perhaps you're exactly what the prophecy foretold. A dawnborn to balance the shadowborn. Muriel moves to the bathing room. For now, you bathe. Rest. Tonight we begin treatment. The wolf's bane must be purged from your system before your wolf can fully wake. How long will it take? 14 days, maybe less. Your wolf is already stirring. I felt it when you arrived. Strong, angry, hungry to be free. Rhiannon touches her chest. Yes, there, that presence, awake now, watching, waiting. Will it hurt? She asks quietly. Muriel meets her eyes, honest, direct. Yes, detoxing 17 years of poison will hurt, but His Majesty will be with you every moment. You won't be alone. Alone. She's been alone her entire life. The thought of not being alone, of someone staying, is almost more frightening than the pain. Bathe, Muriel says gently. I'll return at sunset with the first treatment. Until then, rest. You're safe here. She leaves. The door closes softly. Rhiannon stands in the center of the Queen's Wing. In luxury she doesn't deserve. In safety she doesn't trust. In a life that can't possibly be real. She pinches her arm. Hard. It hurts. She's awake. This is real. Slowly she undresses, removes the gray servant's dress for the last time, stands naked seeing herself in a full-length mirror for the first time in years. She's thin, too thin, ribs visible, hip bones jutting, scars layered across her back like a map of suffering, the silver burn on her palm, the missing toe on her right foot, the crooked ankle that clicks, burn marks on her forearm. A catalog of abuse. She looks away, steps into the bath. The water is hot, almost too hot. It stings her skin, but then slowly the heat seeps in, into her muscles, into her bones, into places that have been cold for 17 years. She sinks down, submerges, lets the water cover her head. Silence, warmth, darkness. When she surfaces, she's crying. Not sad tears, not happy tears, just release. 17 years of holding everything inside, and now in safety it pours out. She cries until she's empty, until there's nothing left. Then she washes, really washes. Scrubs away years of grime and blood and shame. The water turns gray, then brown, then black. She drains it, fills it again, washes again. By the third filling, the water stays clear. She emerges clean, truly clean, for the first time since she can remember. A nightgown waits on the bed, white linen, soft. She puts it on, climbs into the bed. The mattress is thick, the blanket's heavy, warm, safe. She means to stay awake, to think, to plan, to process. Instead, she falls asleep in seconds. And for the first time in 17 years, she doesn't dream of cages. She wakes to knocking. Disoriented, she sits up. The room is dark, fire burning low. Through the windows, sunset paints the sky in shades of amber and rose. "Come in," she calls. Muriel enters. Behind her, Theron. He's changed clothes, simple black tunic, dark trousers, his hair loose around his shoulders. He looks tired, worried, but when he sees her awake, relief floods his face. "You slept 6 hours," he says. "Muriel said to let you rest. You needed it." 6 hours, uninterrupted, no one waking her for chores, no cold, no fear. "How do you feel?" Muriel asks. "Strange," Rhiannon admits. "Safe. I don't know how to feel safe." Theron's jaw tightens, but he doesn't comment, just moves to the chair beside the bed, sits, as if he plans to stay. "Tonight we begin," Muriel says. She sets a bag on the bedside table, pulls out vials, herbs, a mortar and pestle. "The detox will happen in stages. Tonight I give you the first dose. It will bind to the wolfsbane in your system. Force it to the surface. Your body will try to expel it. That means fever, sweating, vomiting, pain." "How much pain?" Rhiannon asks. "Considerable, but manageable. The king will stay with you. I'll check every few hours." She begins mixing, grinding herbs, adding liquid from vials. The mixture turns dark green, smells bitter. "Drink this, all of it, quickly." Rhiannon takes the cup. The liquid inside looks like sludge, smells like death. She brings it to her lips. "Wait," Theron's hand on her wrist. "You don't have to do this. We can find another way. I won't force you into pain." She looks at him, at gray eyes full of guilt and hope and fear. "3 women died trying to save you," she says quietly. "I won't be the one who didn't try." She drinks. It tastes worse than it smells. Bitter, burning. She gags, forces it down, the whole cup, every drop. "Good." Muriel takes the cup. "Now we wait. It will take 30 minutes to activate. When it does, you'll know." She leaves, promises to return in 2 hours. Theron stays. They sit in silence. Rhiannon on the bed, Theron in the chair. The fire crackles. Outside, night falls. Stars begin to emerge. "Tell me about your mother," Rhiannon says, breaking the silence. Needing distraction before the pain begins. Theron's expression shifts, surprise, grief, love. "She was fierce, kind, powerful. She could make flowers bloom in winter, could heal wounds with a touch, could see the future in dreams." He stares at the fire. "She knew I'd be cursed, knew she'd have to sacrifice herself to save me. She did it anyway. Because she loved you. Because she believed I'd find someone who could break it. She told me at the end, the dawnborn will come. Light always finds shadow." I thought she was delirious, dying words, but she was right. "You don't know if I'm dawnborn." "I know." He looks at her. "I've known since I saw you in that cage. 5 years ago. Something about you called to me, to my wolf. Even then, even when you were broken and suffering, I felt it. Recognition. Why didn't you take me then?" "Because I was a coward. Because my father said it wasn't our place. Because I didn't trust what I felt." He leans forward. "I've regretted it every day since." The pain starts. Not gradual, not gentle. It hits like a hammer. Her stomach cramps. Hard. She doubles over. Gasps. It's starting, Theron says, moves from chair to bed. Beside her. I'm here, breathe. She tries. Can't. The pain intensifies, radiating from her stomach outward, into her chest, her limbs, her head. Fever follows, heat flooding through her, sweat breaking out across her skin. The nightgown soaks through in seconds. Wolfsbane, Theron explains. Voice calm, steady, anchor. It's being forced out. Your body is fighting it. That's good. That means your wolf is strong. She wants to respond, can't. The pain is too much. She curls into a ball, shaking, burning. Theron pulls her against him, holds her, one hand stroking her hair, his scent everywhere, cedar and rain, grounding. I've got you. You're not alone. Let it out. Let your body fight. The vomiting starts. He grabs a basin, holds it while she retches. Nothing comes up at first, then bile. Green, black, foul. The wolfsbane purging. Good, he murmurs. That's good. Get it out. Hours pass. She vomits until there's nothing left. Shivers with fever until the sheets are soaked. Cries out when cramps tear through her. Through it all, Theron stays. He holds her, wipes her forehead with cool cloths, changes the basin, changes the sheets, carries her to the chair while he remakes the bed, never complains. Never leaves. Muriel comes and goes, checks her vitals, woofs her water, reassures Theron this is normal. She's strong, Muriel says. Stronger than the others. She'll survive this. Around midnight, the worst passes. The pain recedes to a dull ache. The fever breaks. Rhiannon lies in Theron's arms, exhausted. Weak, but alive. How do you feel, he asks. Like I died and came back. You did in a way, you're being reborn. He shifts, settling them both more comfortably. Sleep. Tomorrow will be easier. Will you stay? Always. She believes him. She sleeps. The next 13 days follow the same pattern. Each night, Muriel brings the mixture. Each night, Rhiannon drinks. Each night, the pain comes. But each night, it's slightly less. The fever lower, the vomiting briefer. Her body learning to fight. And each night, Theron stays. He never leaves her side during the worst hours. Never shows disgust or impatience. Just holds her, talks to her. Keeps her grounded when the pain threatens to pull her under. During the days she rests, recovers, explores the castle with him as her guide. He shows her the library. Thousands of books, scrolls, maps. She's never seen so much knowledge in one place. He shows her the gardens, his mother's moonwillow grove. The flowers bloom even in winter, silvery petals glowing in the cold. She planted these, Theron says, touching a bloom gently. Said they reminded her that even in darkness, beauty survives. Rhiannon touches one too, soft, delicate, strong, like her maybe. He shows her the training yards, where soldiers practice, where he learned to fight. When your wolf wakes fully, I'll teach you, he says, how to shift, how to fight in wolf form, how to control your power. What if I can't? You will, I know you will. His certainty is terrifying and comforting. On day 7, something changes. Rhiannon wakes feeling different, stronger, more aware. Her senses have sharpened. She can hear conversations 3 floors down, can smell Theron approaching before he knocks, can feel her wolf, that presence in her mind no longer dormant. Awake, eager. It's working, Muriel confirms. The wolfsbane is nearly gone. Your wolf is rising. Soon she'll demand release. How soon? 3 days, maybe 4. Then you'll shift for the first time. Rhiannon's stomach flips. Fear, excitement, both. What will it feel like? Like coming home, like becoming whole, like everything you were meant to be. Muriel smiles. I'll be there. So will His Majesty. You won't be alone. That night during treatment, the pain is minimal, just discomfort. Her body has purged most of the poison. Only traces remain. This is the last dose, Muriel says. Tomorrow you rest. The day after we attempt your first shift. After she leaves, Theron stays. As always, they sit by the fire. Comfortable silence. They've developed a rhythm over the past week. An understanding. The bond between them strengthening with each passing day. Are you afraid? Theron asks, terrified. Good. Fear keeps you sharp, makes you careful. He feeds another log to the fire. But don't let it control you. Your wolf knows what to do. Trust her. I don't know how to trust. You trusted me that first day when you got in the carriage, when you came here. That was trust. Oh, was it, or was it just lack of options? But no, he's right. She chose to come, chose to try. That was trust. What happens if it doesn't work? She asked quietly. If I can't shift, if I'm not dawnborn, if the curse doesn't break. Theron is quiet for a long moment. Then, if you can't shift, I lock myself in the tower on the full moon, alone, like I have for 12 years. You stay safe. Stay here as long as you want, or return to Silverpine, your choice. And if I can shift, but the curse doesn't break, if I die like the others, his jaw tightens. Then I follow you, because I won't live in a world where you died trying to save me. Theron, no. He looks at her, gray eyes fierce. I've been alone for 12 years. I've watched 3 women die. I've carried guilt and grief and rage for so long, I'd forgotten what hope felt like. Then you walked into my life, bleeding on a marble floor, broken by 17 years of abuse. And you looked at me with those eyes, and I thought, her, she's the one. She's my salvation. He moves closer, takes her hands. So if you die, Rhiannon Vex, I'm not staying in this world without you. I'll follow, and we'll be ghosts together. She should argue, should tell him that's foolish, dramatic, wrong. Instead, she kisses him. It's sudden, impulsive. She doesn't plan it, just leans forward and presses her lips to his. He freezes, shocked. Then he kisses back. It's soft, tentative. Nothing like the brutal kisses in stories. Just 2 people scared and hopeful and desperate, finding comfort in each other. When they pull apart, she's breathless. Sorry, she whispers. I shouldn't have. Don't apologize. Ever. His hand cups her face. I've wanted to do that since I carried you out of that hall, since I saw you standing in my kitchen at dawn, since I watched you survive pain that would break most wolves. You're extraordinary, Rhiannon. And I'm terrified of losing you. Then don't lose me. Teach me to shift. Help me break your curse. And then we figure out what comes after. Deal. They spend the night talking about everything, about nothing, about childhoods and losses and hopes and fears, about what it means to be Shadowborn, what it might mean to be Dawnborn. By dawn, she knows him, really knows him. Not the cruel king of legend, but Theron, just Theron, a man who's been alone too long, who's carrying too much weight, who needs someone to share the burden, and she wants to be that someone. Day 14 arrives, the day she'll attempt her first shift. Miriel examines her at dawn, checks her eyes, her pulse, listens to her heart, tests her reflexes. The wolf's bane is gone, she pronounces. Your wolf is fully awake. Today she'll emerge. They go to the training yard. Private section, walled off. Only Theron and Miriel present. Here's what will happen, Theron explains. Your wolf will push to get out. You need to let her. Don't fight. Don't resist. Open yourself to her. Let her flow through you. The shift will hurt the first time. Your bones will break and reform. Your body will change. It's violent, but it's natural. Trust it. Rhiannon nods, tries to look brave, fails. I'll shift first, Theron says, so you can see. So your wolf has a model. He steps back, closes his eyes, breathes. The change is beautiful and terrible. His body ripples, bones crack, fur erupts. In seconds, a massive black wolf stands where Theron was. Silver highlights in his coat. Gray eyes unchanged. Huge. Powerful. Perfect. He's magnificent. Rhiannon's wolf surges, recognizing, calling. Mate, she howls in Rhiannon's mind. Ours out. Let me out. Your turn, Miriel says gently. Listen to your wolf. Let her guide you. Rhiannon closes her eyes, reaches inward, finds that presence. Her wolf. Awake, eager, desperate. Please, she whispers, show me how. Her wolf responds. The pain is immediate, absolute. Every bone in her body breaks simultaneously. She screams. Can't help it. Falls to her knees. Don't fight, Miriel calls. Let it happen. Rhiannon tries to relax into the agony, but it's too much. Too fast. Her body is tearing apart. She's going to die, just like the others. Theron's wolf is suddenly there, pressing against her, his scent everywhere. His presence grounding. Mate, her wolf says. Safe. Shift. And suddenly she understands. She stops fighting, opens herself completely, lets her wolf take over. The shift completes. Fur erupts across her skin. White, pure white, with veins of gold running through it like lightning. Her bones reform, reshape. Her senses explode. She can smell everything, hear everything, Feel everything. She opens her eyes. The world is different, sharper, clearer, more. She looks down at her paws. White with gold markings, she's huge. Larger than a normal wolf, alpha-sized. Despite being Omega blood, no, not Omega, not anymore. She's awake. Theron's wolf circles her, examining, approving. He's enormous beside her. Black and silver to her white and gold, shadow and light. Perfect balance. She tries to take a step, stumbles. 4 legs instead of 2. Different center of gravity. She falls. Theron steadies her, lets her lean against him while she figures out movement. Slowly, carefully, she walks. One paw, then another, then another. Awkward, unsteady, but moving. Muriel is clapping, crying, "You did it! You shifted! Look at you!" Rhiannon looks at her reflection in a window. A white wolf with gold markings stares back. Eyes violet gold. Glowing. Not normal wolf eyes. Dawnborn eyes. She shifts back to human. It's easier in reverse. Her wolf reluctant to let go, but yielding. Bones reform. Fur recedes. She's human again. Naked, shivering, exhausted. Muriel wraps her in a cloak. "You did it. You're Dawnborn. The prophecy was right." Theron shifts back too, pulls on trousers, doesn't bother with a shirt. He's grinning, genuinely grinning. Joy on his face. "You were beautiful," he says. "Perfect. Powerful. Exactly what I knew you'd be." Rhiannon is shaking. Not from cold, from realization. She's not broken. She never was. They stole her wolf, poisoned her, made her believe she was nothing. But they were wrong. She's Dawnborn. She's powerful. She's whole. 4 days until the full moon, Theron says. 4 days to practice shifting, to build control, to prepare for the bonding. "What if it doesn't work?" she asks, still scared, still uncertain. He takes her hands. "It will work. I know it will. Because you're not just any Dawnborn. You're mine, and I'm yours. And together we're stronger than any curse." She wants to believe him. She does believe him. 4 days, she agrees. Then we break this curse. The 4 days pass in a blur of training. Rhiannon shifts every day, sometimes twice. Each time it gets easier. The bones break less painfully. The fur comes faster. The shift from human to wolf and back becomes almost smooth. Almost. She's still learning, still adjusting. Her wolf is strong, eager, but young, like a child learning to walk. Theron trains her in the private yard, teaches her to run on 4 legs, to hunt, to fight in wolf form. "Use your speed," he says after one session. Both of them human, catching their breath. "You're faster than me, lighter. Use that. Don't try to overpower, outmaneuver." She nods, filing the advice away. At night, she collapses into bed exhausted. Theron stays with her. They've stopped pretending he sleeps elsewhere. He stays, holds her. They don't do more than kiss. Not yet. The bonding ritual will complete the mate bond. Until then, they wait. But the anticipation builds. 3 days until full moon. 2 days until full moon. 1 day until full moon. Tomorrow night, they'll attempt the bonding. Tomorrow night, everything changes. Rhiannon should be terrified. Instead, she feels calm. Ready. Her wolf is eager. "Mate," she keeps saying, "claim, bond." Soon, Rhiannon promises. Soon. The morning before the full moon, Corvinus arrives. Rhiannon is in the gardens tending moon willow flowers when she hears the commotion. Horses, voices, the main gate opening. She stands brushing dirt from her hands. One of Theron's guards appears. "My lady, His Majesty requests your presence in the throne room. His cousin has arrived." Corvinus. The man Theron suspects cursed him. The man who wants him dead. Rhiannon's wolf bristles, snarls. "Danger," she says. "Enemy." "I'll be right there," Rhiannon says. She hurries inside, changes from her work dress into something more formal. Deep blue velvet, silver embroidery, the kind of dress a lady wears. A queen. She braids her hair, wears the silver circlet Theron gave her. Small, delicate, not a crown, but a statement. She's not a servant, not anymore. When she reaches the throne room, Theron is already there, seated on his throne, formal, royal, intimidating. Beside him, an empty throne, the queen's throne, waiting. He sees her enter. Something flashes in his eyes, pride, possession, love. He stands, extends his hand. She crosses the room, takes it. He guides her to the queen's throne. She sits. The statement is clear. She's not a guest anymore. She's his equal, his mate, his queen. Guards open the main doors. Corvinus Ravenshade enters. He's tall, handsome, black hair shot with silver, dark eyes, expensive clothes. He looks like nobility. Smells like ambition and something else. Something rotten underneath the polish. Cousin, his voice is warm, friendly. Congratulations, I heard you found a mate. I had to come see for myself. He walks forward. Rhiannon's wolf snarls. Liar, she says. Killer, danger. Corvinus's eyes flick to Rhiannon. Assess, dismiss. This is her, the Silver Pine Omega bold choice Theron. Very bold. She's not Omega, Theron says coldly. She's Dawnborn. Corvinus freezes, just for a second. Then he laughs. Dawnborn cousin, they're extinct. Fairy tales, surely you don't believe. I've seen her shift. White wolf, gold markings, violet gold eyes. Theron's voice is flat. She's Dawnborn, and tomorrow night we bond. The curse breaks. The mask slips, just for a moment. Corvinus's face shows rage, hatred, fear. Then it's gone, replaced by a pleasant smile. Wonderful news, truly wonderful. I'm so happy for you. He bows, to Theron, then reluctantly to Rhiannon. My lady, forgive my earlier words. If you're truly Dawnborn, then you're a gift, a miracle. He's lying. Every word tastes like poison. How long do you plan to stay? Theron asks. Just tonight, I want to witness the bonding, of course. A historic moment. The end of a 12-year curse. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Theron's jaw tightens, but he nods. Guards will show you to the guest wing. We'll dine together tonight. Tomorrow night, you'll witness the ritual. Perfect. Corvinus bows again, leaves. 2 guards escort him. The doors close. Theron's shoulders sag. The royal mask drops. He's suddenly just a man, exhausted, worried. He's going to try something, Rhiannon says quietly. I know. Can we refuse him entry? Send him away. If I do, he'll know I suspect him. He'll prepare a different attack. Better to keep him close. Watch him. Stop whatever he plans. Theron stands, offers his hand. Come, we need to talk to Muriel, put protections in place. They spend the afternoon preparing. Muriel checks all the food, tests everything for poison, places wards around Rhiannon's rooms, around the tower where the bonding will happen. He'll try to kill her, Muriel says bluntly. Tonight or tomorrow before the ritual. That's his only move. Can you protect her? Theron asks. I can ward the rooms, but if he has accomplices, if he's brought his own sorcerer? Muriel shakes her head. I'm a healer, not a battle mage. Then she stays with me, tonight, every moment until the bonding. Theron looks at Rhiannon. I won't let him near you. She should argue, should say she can protect herself, but she can't. Not against dark magic, not against a sorcerer who cursed a king. Okay, she agrees. I stay with you. Dinner is tense. Corvinus sits at the high table, charming, friendly, telling stories, making jokes, playing the role of supportive cousin. Rhiannon barely touches her food. Neither does Theron. They watch, wait, expecting poison, expecting attack. Nothing happens. Corvinus drinks wine, eats heartily, compliments the cook, asks about the bonding ritual, acts perfectly normal. It's unnerving. After dinner, he retires. Big day tomorrow. I should rest. You should too, cousin. You'll need your strength. He leaves, smiling. Rhiannon and Theron return to her rooms. Muriel checks them again. Wards intact, no intrusions. Maybe we're wrong, Rhiannon says. Maybe he's not going to try anything. He's going to try something, Theron insists. He's too calm, too friendly. It's an act. They go to bed, fully clothed, alert, listening, waiting. Hours pass. Midnight comes and goes. Nothing. Rhiannon starts to relax. Maybe they were wrong. Maybe the door explodes inward. Not the main door. The servant's entrance. Hidden behind a tapestry. Rhiannon didn't even know it existed. Corvinus stands there. But he's different now. The friendly mask is gone. In its place, cold calculation. In his hand, a vial. Glowing green. I really hope this wouldn't be necessary, he says conversationally. I was going to let you attempt the bonding. Watched you fail. Watch her die like the others. But then I realized she might actually succeed. Can't have that. Theron is on his feet, shifting, bones cracking, black wolf emerging. But Corvinus is faster. He throws the vial. It shatters at Rhiannon's feet. Green liquid splashes. Fumes rise. Acrid, burning. She gasps, breathes it in. Can't help it. Poison. Shadow's bane. Muriel mentioned it once. Rare. Deadly. Designed specifically to kill Dawnborn. Burns them from the inside. Rhiannon's lungs seize. She can't breathe. Can't shift. Can't move. Theron's wolf lunges at Corvinus. But Corvinus has guards. Dark-cloaked figures appearing from the servants' passage. They grab Theron, silver chains, spelled. They burn his wolf, force him to shift back to human. I didn't want to use these, Corvinus says, but desperate times. He walks to Rhiannon. She's on the floor now, gasping, dying. You would have been a good queen, Corvinus says, almost sadly. But Theron can't break the curse. He needs to die. So I can rule. That's how this works. Theron is screaming, fighting the chains. The guards hold him. He can't break free. Corvinus pulls out a knife, silver meant for Rhiannon's throat. But Rhiannon's wolf is angry. Mate, she snarls. Protect, fight. The poison is burning, killing. But Rhiannon's wolf is Dawnborn, and Dawnborn channel light. Rhiannon reaches for that power, that light inside her, the thing that makes her different. Special, powerful. It responds. Light erupts from her chest, golden white, blinding. The poison burns away, purged by pure light. She shifts, not smooth, not controlled, desperate, violent. White gold wolf explodes into being. She's on Corvinus before he can react. Jaws close around his wrist. The one holding the knife. Bones crack. He screams, drops the blade. She throws him, across the room, into the wall. He crumples. The guards release Theron. Run. They're not loyal, just hired. Not worth dying for. Theron shifts. Black wolf. He and Rhiannon stand side by side, facing Corvinus, who's laughing, coughing up blood, laughing. You think you've won, he rasps. The poison is already in you. Shadow's bane. Even if you purge most of it, traces remain. When you bond tomorrow, it'll activate. Kill you both. You can't win. Rhiannon shifts back to human. Naked, shaking, but alive. We'll see, she says. Guards flood the room, real guards, loyal to Theron. They grab Corvinus, chain him, silver and spelled. He can't escape. Lock him in the deepest cell, Theron orders. Triple guard. Tomorrow after the bonding, we deal with him. They drag Corvinus away, still laughing. You're dead, both of you. You just don't know it yet. Muriel arrives, examines Rhiannon, finds traces of Shadow's bane. Not enough to kill, but enough to be dangerous. During the bonding, your systems will merge, Muriel explains. If the poison is in your blood, it'll transfer to him. Could kill you both. Can you purge it? Theron asks. I can try, but it's risky. We have 12 hours until the bonding. I can give her antidotes, but there's no guarantee. Do it, Rhiannon says. Whatever it takes. Muriel works through the night, antidotes, purges, forcing Rhiannon's body to expel every trace of poison. It's agony, worse than the wolfsbane detox. But Rhiannon endures. By dawn, Muriel is satisfied. It's gone, I think. As gone as I can make it. You think, Theron demands. Shadow's bane is insidious. I can't guarantee every molecule is purged, but I've done everything I can. They have no choice. They have to try. The curse won't wait. Tonight is the full moon. Tonight they bond, or Theron dies. We proceed, Theron says. We proceed, Rhiannon agrees. The day passes in preparation. The tower room is readied. Wards reinforced. Muriel places healing runes, protective circles. When the moon reaches apex, you'll both shift, Muriel explains. Let the bond pull you together. Don't fight it. Let your wolves merge. Light and shadow, balance. That's how the curse breaks. And if the poison activates, Rhiannon asks, then you'll both die. Muriel's voice is gentle. But I don't think it will. Your light is strong, stronger than any poison. Trust it. Evening comes. Rhiannon bathes, dresses in white, symbolic. Dawnborn, light. Theron wears black, shadowborn. Darkness. They meet in the tower as the sun sets. The room is prepared, runes glowing, moonwillow flowers placed in every corner. Their scent fills the air. Sweet, calming. Are you ready? Theron asks. She looks at him. This man who saw her, who saved her, who gave her a choice. I'm ready. They wait for the moon. The moon rises slow and inevitable. Rhiannon watches it through the tower windows. Huge, silver, beautiful and terrible. The last time she saw a full moon, she was in Silverpine. Invisible, broken, poisoned. Now she stands in a tower with a king about to attempt something 3 women die trying. Her wolf paces inside her mind, eager, nervous, ready. Mate, she keeps saying. Soon, bond, ours. Theron stands across the room, watching the moon too. His face is controlled, calm, but she can feel his anxiety through the partial bond between them. Can taste his fear. Not fear for himself, fear for her. Whatever happens, he says quietly, know that you gave me hope. For 12 years I was alone, dead inside. You changed that. Even if this fails, even if we both die tonight, you gave me those weeks. That was worth it. We're not dying tonight, Rhiannon says, more confident than she feels. We're breaking this curse, and then we're going to spend a very long time annoying Corvinus from our thrones. He laughs, short, surprised. Annoying him. He wanted you dead and me broken. Instead, we're going to rule together. For decades. That's the best revenge. I like how you think. The moon climbs higher. Muriel stands in the doorway. She won't enter the circle. Too dangerous. But she watches, witnesses, ready to help if she can. It's time, she says softly. Theron crosses the room, takes Rhiannon's hands. Together. Together. They step into the rune circle. The moment their feet cross the boundary, power activates. The runes flare bright. Ancient magic placed by Theron's mother waking after 12 years. The moon reaches apex. The curse activates. Theron gasps, doubles over. His body convulses. Bones begin cracking, the transformation forced. Violent. Wrong. This is what the curse does. This is what killed the others. Rhiannon feels it too. Through the partial bond, the curse tries to force her shift, tries to tear her wolf out of her body. But her wolf is awake, strong, ready. She shifts voluntarily, smooth, controlled. White gold wolf emerging. Theron's shift is anything but controlled. It's agony. The curse corrupting his transformation. Bones breaking wrong, fur erupting in patches, his wolf screaming. The beast that emerges is wrong, massive, black, but too large. Proportions corrupted, jaws that can crush stone, claws like daggers, eyes burning gold white, mad with pain. This is the beast that killed 3 brides. Rhiannon's wolf should be terrified. Instead, she steps forward. Mate, she says, ours, save. The beast focuses on her. Recognition flickers in those mad eyes. Then the curse tightens. The beast lunges. Rhiannon doesn't run. She meets him, touches her muzzle to his. Light explodes. The mate bond partially formed over weeks suddenly completes. Snaps into place like a lock clicking shut. She feels everything. His pain. 12 years of forced transformations. Of fighting the curse every moon. Of feeling his control slip month by month. His grief. For his mother. For 3 dead brides. For his own lost humanity. His fear. That he'll kill her. That the curse will win. That he'll die alone after all. His love. For her. Fierce and desperate and absolute. The kind of love that would follow her into death. She pours her own emotions back through the bond. Her determination. She survives 17 years of abuse. She can survive this. Her strength. Dawnborn power rising. Light channeling through the bond. Her love. For him. For this broken king who saw her when no one else did. The bond pulses. Light flowing from her into him. Dawnborn magic meeting Shadowborn curse. The curse fights. Tries to corrupt her light. Turn it dark. But light can't be corrupted. It can only purify. Her magic flows through him. Finding the curse. The dark magic woven into his very bones 12 years ago. Designed to force transformations. To make him unstable. To kill him slowly. She finds its source. A knot of darkness in his chest. Where his heart beats. Where his wolf lives. She pours light into it. The curse screams, not metaphorically, it actually screams. A sound like glass breaking, like metal tearing, like reality ripping. The darkness tries to hold on. But light is relentless. She pushes harder. More power, more light. Everything she has. The curse shatters. The sound is deafening. Physical. The tower room shakes. The runes explode in showers of silver sparks. The moon willow flowers bloom brighter, reacting to the release of dark magic. The beast collapses. Rhiannon collapses beside him. For a moment, nothing. Silence, stillness, then movement. The beast shrinks, reforms. The corruption burns away. Fur smooths, proportions correct. The wrongness disappears. A wolf emerges, black with silver highlights, storm gray eyes, massive but natural, powerful but controlled. Theron's true wolf, for the first time in 12 years, he's whole. He shifts back to human, gasping, shaking, alive. Rhiannon shifts back too. They're both naked, both exhausted, both alive. He pulls her into his arms, holds her so tight she can't breathe. She doesn't care. You did it, he gasps. You broke it. The curse is gone. She can feel it through the bond. The absence, where there was darkness and corruption, now there's only him. Clean, clear, whole. We did it, she corrects. Together. He kisses her. Desperate, grateful, alive. They're alive. Muriel is crying, laughing. The curse is broken. It's really broken. Guards appear in the doorway, drawn by the sound. They see their king, human, whole, safe. They drop to their knees. The curse is broken, Muriel announces. King Theron is free. The word spreads. Within minutes, the entire castle knows. The Shadowborn king is free. They move to Theron's chambers. Private, safe. They need to rest, to process, to deal with the aftermath. But first, Muriel examines them both. The bond is complete, she confirms. Fully formed, permanent. You're mates now, truly. Rhiannon can feel it, the bond like a golden thread connecting her heart to his. She can sense his emotions, his location, his life force. If he's hurt, she'll know. If she's in danger, he'll know. They're connected, forever. The shadow's bane, Theron asks, burned away. Your light purged it during the bonding. There's no trace left in either of you. Muriel smiles. You're both healthy, both whole, both free. She leaves them alone. Rhiannon and Theron sit on his bed, wrapped in robes, exhausted but alive. I can't believe it worked, Rhiannon whispers. I knew it would. I had faith in you. You had faith. I had terror. He laughs, pulls her closer. Terror didn't stop you. They sit in comfortable silence, processing. The bond hums between them. Content. Complete. What happens now, Rhiannon asks. Now we deal with Corvinus. Tomorrow we hold a trial. Public. We expose what he did. We sentence him. Theron's voice hardens. And then we move forward. Together. And after that you become queen. Officially. We hold a coronation. We rule together. He looks at her. If you want that. If you're willing. I've been a servant for 17 years. I don't know how to be a queen. You've been surviving impossible odds for 17 years. You know how to be strong. That's all a queen needs to be. Strong. And you're the strongest person I know. She leans against him. Tired, safe, loved. Ask me, she says. What? Ask me properly. If I want to be your queen. He shifts, slides off the bed, kneels, takes her hands. Rhiannon Vex, Lady of Silverpine. Dawnborn, my mate, my salvation, my love. Will you stand beside me, not as a subject, not as a consort, but as my equal, as my queen, as my everything? She pretends to think about it. That depends. Do queens get to sleep in warm beds? The warmest. Do queens get to eat real food? Not scrap. The finest food in the kingdom. Do queens get to tell kings when they're being stupid? Constantly. It's required. She smiles. Then yes, I'll be your queen. He kisses her. Soft, sweet, perfect. Outside the moon is setting. The cursed moon. The last cursed moon Theron will ever face. They're free. Morning comes. Rhiannon wakes wrapped in Theron's arms. In his bed. Safe. Warm. Loved. The bond hums contentedly. She can feel him even before she opens her eyes. Feel his heartbeat. His breathing. His presence. Good morning, he murmurs. Good morning. They lie there, not talking, just existing, together. Eventually they have to rise. There's work to do. They dress, Rhiannon in a gown of deep blue, Theron in his formal black. They look like what they are. King and queen, breakfast in his chambers. Real food, eggs, bread, fruit, meat. She eats until she's full. Then it's time. Time to deal with Corvinus. The throne room is packed. 500 people assembled. Every noble in the northern territories, every pack leader, every person of importance. They're here to witness justice. Theron sits on his throne. Rhiannon sits beside him on the queen's throne. Equal. Public. The statement is clear. Guards bring Corvinus. He's chained, silver and spelled. He can't escape, can't use magic. He looks diminished, small, the friendly mask completely gone. Just a bitter, defeated man. Corvinus Ravenshade, Theron begins. You stand accused of the following crimes: conspiracy, murder, treason, attempted regicide, casting dark magic. 12 years ago, you hired a sorcerer to curse me. You wanted me to become unstable, unfit to rule, so the crown would pass to you. Murmurs ripple through the crowd. You murdered my mother, indirectly. She gave her life to create protective wards, to give me partial control. If not for the curse you cast, she would be alive. Corvinus says nothing, just glares. 3 women died trying to break your curse. Lady Seraphine Moromor, Princess Yolena, Alina Darkwater. Their blood is on your hands. More murmurs, louder now. Last night you attempted to murder Lady Rhiannon, my mate, your future queen. You poisoned her with Shadow's bane. You tried to prevent the bonding, to ensure the curse remained, to ensure my death. Theron stands, walks down the steps, stands before Corvinus. You failed. The curse is broken. I'm whole, she's alive, and you're going to pay for every crime. He turns to the assembly. I could execute him, that's what he deserves. Death for murder, death for treason. But death is too easy, too quick. He looks at Muriel. She steps forward, holds up her hands. They glow with magic. Instead, I bind him, his magic, his wolf, everything that makes him powerful. Muriel chants, ancient words, binding spells. Corvinus screams, not physical pain, worse. His magic is being ripped away. His wolf is being bound, locked inside him, forever dormant. When it's done, Corvinus is just a man. No power, no strength, no magic. You wanted to be king, Theron says. Wanted power. Instead, you have nothing. You're exiled to the human lands beyond the mountains. You'll live as a human, powerless, forgotten. That's your punishment. Guards drag Corvinus away. He's not laughing now, just sobbing, begging. Pathetic. The crowd watches in silence. Let this be a lesson, Theron announces. Treachery will not be tolerated. Cruelty will not be tolerated. In this kingdom, justice is absolute. He returns to his throne, sits. Rhiannon takes his hand. Now, Theron says, we celebrate. The curse is broken. Tomorrow we hold a coronation. Lady Rhiannon becomes queen, officially. But today, we feast, we celebrate, we live. The crowd erupts, cheering, howling, celebrating. The curse is broken. The king is free. The Dawnborn queen has risen. The next day, Castle Ashenvale transforms. Servants hang banners, silver and white for Dawnborn, black and silver for Shadowborn. The colors intertwine, balance, unity. The great hall is decorated with moon willow flowers. Their silvery blooms fill every corner. Their scent honey and starlight permeates the air. A platform is built, 2 thrones upon it, equal height, equal grandeur. King and queen, Shadowborn and Dawnborn, partners. Rhiannon watches the preparations from her window. She's in the queen's wing, her wing now. Not temporary. Home. A knock at the door. Come in. Muriel enters. Behind her, 3 women carrying a gown. Your coronation dress, Muriel says. His Majesty had it commissioned weeks ago, before you even arrived. He was that certain you'd succeed. They lay it on the bed. Rhiannon approaches, touches it. It's white, pure white silk that shimmers when it moves. Gold embroidery along the hem and sleeves. Patterns of wolves in light. Dawnborn symbols. Beautiful. Regal. It's perfect, she breathes. Try it on. They help her dress. The silk slides over her skin like water. Soft, cool, perfect fit. The gold embroidery catches light, making it look like she's glowing. They braid her hair, weave gold thread through it. Simple but elegant. One last thing. Muriel holds up a necklace, moonstone pendant on a silver chain. This was Queen Meredith's. His Majesty wants you to wear it, to honor her memory. Rhiannon takes it. The moonstone is warm, pulsing with gentle magic, protective magic, a mother's love preserved. She would have loved you, Muriel says softly. She knew you were coming. The Dawnborn who would save her son. She died believing. This necklace, it's her blessing. Rhiannon fastens it around her neck. The moonstone rests just above her heart, warm, safe. She looks in the mirror. A stranger stares back. Not the broken servant from Silverpine. Not the girl with scars and missing toes and a limp. A queen. Strong, beautiful, powerful. I don't recognize myself, Rhiannon whispers. You're seeing yourself clearly for the first time, Muriel says. This is who you've always been. They just made you forget. A second knock. Theron's voice. May I enter? Yes. He opens the door, steps inside and stops, just stares. He's dressed in formal black, silver embroidery, crown on his head, every inch a king. But when he sees her, his expression cracks. Awe, love, wonder. You're beautiful, he breathes. You're not so bad yourself. He crosses to her, takes her hands. Are you ready and terrified? Good, that means you care. He kisses her forehead. Remember, you're not alone. We do this together. Together, she agrees. The ceremony begins at noon. The great hall is packed, 1,000 people. Every noble, every pack leader, representatives from neighboring kingdoms. Everyone who matters. They're here to witness history, the end of a curse, the rise of a dawn-born queen. Rhiannon and Theron wait outside the hall, side by side. They'll enter together. Equal. The doors open. Music begins. Drums, horns, ancient melodies. They step forward. The crowd rises. Every head turns. Every eye watches. Rhiannon keeps her chin up. Back straight, she's limping slightly. The ankle will never fully heal, but she doesn't hide it, doesn't apologize for it. It's part of her story. She won't erase it. They walk down the aisle, toward the platform, toward the thrones. Muriel waits there. She'll perform the ceremony. As royal healer and oldest advisor, it's her right. They reach the platform. Climb the steps. The crowd sits. Muriel raises her hands. Silence falls. We gather today to witness a coronation, she begins, but also a bonding, a balance. Shadow and light, shadowborn and dawnborn, king and queen. She turns to Theron. King Theron Ashcroft, you have ruled alone for 12 years. You have carried the burden of a curse. You have sacrificed everything to protect your people. Today you are freed. Today you are whole. Today you are balanced. She places a hand on his chest, over his heart. Do you swear to rule with wisdom, to protect the weak, to uphold justice? I swear, Theron says, voice strong, clear. Do you swear to honor your mate, to stand beside her as equal, to rule together in balance? I swear. Muriel turns to Rhiannon. Lady Rhiannon Vex, you have survived 17 years of abuse. You have been broken and rebuilt. You have awakened your dawn-born heritage. You have broken a 12-year curse. Today you rise. Today you claim your power. Today you become queen. She places a hand on Rhiannon's chest, over her heart, over the moonstone pendant. Do you swear to rule with compassion, to protect those who cannot protect themselves, to bring light to darkness? Rhiannon's voice is steady. I swear. Do you swear to honor your mate, to stand beside him as equal, to rule together in balance? I swear. Muriel steps back. Then by the authority vested in me by the old laws and the old ways, I declare this bond sealed. She gestures. 2 attendants come forward, carrying crowns. 1 crown for Theron, silver with black obsidian. Shadowborn. 1 crown for Rhiannon, silver with white moonstone. Dawnborn. Muriel takes Theron's crown, but instead of placing it on his head herself, she hands it to Rhiannon. Mates crown each other, she says, symbol of equality, of choice, of love. Rhiannon takes the crown, heavy, solid, real. She looks at Theron, her mate, her king, her salvation, and her choice. She places the crown on his head. King Theron Ashcroft, Shadowborn, my mate, my equal, my love. He takes her crown. His hands are steady, his eyes are bright. He places it on her head. Queen Rhiannon Ashcroft, Dawnborn, my mate, my equal, my love. The crowd explodes. Not polite applause, not restrained approval. Howls, pure wolf howls, the sound of 1,000 wolves recognizing their leaders, accepting, celebrating. The sound is deafening, joyful. Right. Theron takes Rhiannon's hand, raises it high. Your king and queen, Muriel shouts. Shadow and light balance restored. More howling, more cheering. Rhiannon looks out over the crowd, 1,000 faces, 1,000 wolves, her people now. She sees familiar faces, guards who protected her, servants who were kind, Muriel who healed her. She sees Theron's officials, his advisors, his pack leaders. They're all bowing, all howling, all accepting. She's queen, really, truly queen. The weight of the crown settles on her head, heavy, but not oppressive, a reminder, a responsibility, a choice. She chose this, chose him, chose this life, and she'd choose it again, every time. The feast that follows lasts hours, tables laden with food, music, dancing, celebration. Rhiannon sits at the high table, Theron beside her. They eat, they laugh, They accept congratulations from an endless stream of nobles. Each one bows. Each one swears loyalty. Each one acknowledges her as queen. She's overwhelmed. But Theron's hand in hers grounds her. The bond between them pulses steady, calm, right. During a lull, a young woman approaches. Nervous, maybe 20 years old, Omega by her scent. Your Majesty, she says quietly, I wanted to thank you. For what, Rhiannon asks. For showing us it's possible. I'm Omega, unmated. My pack, they treat me like I'm worthless, like you were treated. But seeing you here, seeing you as queen, it gives me hope. If you could rise, maybe I can too. Rhiannon's throat tightens. She stands, moves around the table, takes the young woman's hands. You're not worthless. You never were. They tried to make you believe it, but it's a lie. She squeezes the girl's hands. You have value, you have strength, and if anyone tells you otherwise, you send them to me. I'll remind them what Omegas are capable of. The girl's eyes fill with tears. Thank you, Your Majesty. She leaves, but others come. Other Omegas, other broken wolves, other survivors, all of them thanking her. All of them finding hope in her story. Rhiannon realizes something. She's not just a queen. She's a symbol. Proof that the broken can heal. That the oppressed can rise. That survivors can become victors. It's a heavy responsibility, but she'll carry it, gladly. As night falls, the feast winds down. Nobles retire. Servants clear tables. The celebration continues in smaller groups. Quieter, more intimate. Theron leads Rhiannon outside, to the gardens, the moonwillow grove. The flowers glow in the darkness, silver light, beautiful, peaceful. My mother planted these, Theron says. She said they bloom in darkness because darkness needs beauty most. She was wise. She would have loved you, would have been so proud. He turns to her. I'm proud of what you survived, of who you became, of what we built together. We're just starting, Rhiannon says. There's so much to do, laws to change, people to help, a kingdom to rebuild. Together, he says. Always together, they kiss, soft, gentle, perfect. Above them, the moon shines, full, bright, no longer cursed, just beautiful. They're free, both of them. Later in their chambers, alone, they finally consummate the bond. It's gentle, loving, perfect. The bond flares between them. Golden light, pure connection. Two souls becoming one. Afterward, they lie tangled together. Exhausted, happy, complete. I love you, Theron whispers. I love you, Rhiannon replies. It's the first time either has said it, but it's true. Has been true for weeks. Maybe since the moment he picked her up off a marble floor and declared her his. They sleep. And for the first time in her life, Rhiannon dreams of light. 3 months later. Winter has given way to early spring. Snow melts in the mountains. Rivers run high and fast. Green begins creeping back into the world. Castle Ashenvale thrives. Rhiannon stands at her favorite window in the tower room. The view stretches for miles. Forests, mountains, villages. Her kingdom now, theirs. The tower room has transformed. No longer a prison, no longer a place of forced transformations and death. Now it's a sanctuary, a place of peace. The protective runes are gone, replaced with blessing runes carved by Miriel, filled with silver and moonstone. They glow gently, warding off darkness, inviting light. Moonwillow flowers bloom in every corner. Their silvery petals catch the afternoon sun. Their scent, honey and starlight, fills the air. This is Rhiannon's favorite room now, where she comes to think, to plan, to rest, where she comes to remember. She touches the windowsill, traces patterns in the stone. 3 months. So much has changed. The kingdom is healing. Laws have been reformed. Omega protections enacted. Anyone who abuses pack members faces exile. Debt bondage has been abolished. Children are protected. The vulnerable are defended. It's not perfect. Change is slow. But it's happening. She and Theron rule together, true partners. He handles military matters. She handles social reform. They consult on everything, decide together, balance each other, shadow and light. Pack leaders who initially doubted her now bring her their problems, especially those involving Omegas. Abuse cases, injustice. She handles them personally, with compassion but also with steel. No one who hurt an Omega escapes her justice. She's earned a reputation. The Dawnborn Queen who remembers, who survived, who won't tolerate cruelty. People love her, fear her, respect her. It's strange, being powerful, being seen, being valued. Some days she still expects to wake up in an attic, cold, hungry, invisible. But then Theron wraps his arms around her. The bond hums warm between them, and she remembers. This is real, this is her life now. Footsteps on the stairs. She knows who it is before he appears. Can feel him through the bond, always. Theron emerges from the stairwell. He's dressed casually. Simple black tunic, trousers, no crown. Just a man. Her man. Thought I'd find you here, he says. Thinking. About everything. Nothing. She turns from the window. Silverpine sent a letter. Gavin is dead. Theron's expression shifts. Concern. How? Natural causes apparently. Heart gave out. He was found in his study, alone. She shrugs. I should feel something. He was my uncle. Family? But I don't. Just nothing. You don't owe him grief. He stole 17 years from you. I know. Still feels strange. Theron joins her at the window, puts his arm around her shoulders. Silverpine is yours now. Fully. No regent? What do you want to do with it? She's thought about this. Rebuild it. Make it better. Appoint someone kind to run it. Someone who will protect the vulnerable. Someone who remembers what it's like to be powerless. You have someone in mind. That young Omega from the coronation. The one who thanked me. I've been corresponding with her. She's smart, compassionate, strong. I want to train her, then send her to Silverpine as my representative. An Omega ruling a territory, that's revolutionary. Good, time for revolution. He kisses her temple. My fierce queen. Your equal. Always. They stand together, watching the kingdom, their kingdom. The council asked again, Theron says carefully, about heirs. Rhiannon tenses slightly. They've had this conversation before. The council wants children, wants the bloodline secured, wants Shadowborn and Dawnborn heirs. What did you tell them? Same thing I always tell them, that it's our decision, not theirs, that we have time. Do we? Yes. He turns her to face him. Rhiannon, listen, I don't care if we have children or not. I care about you, about us. If you want children someday, wonderful. If you don't, that's wonderful too. Don't let the council pressure you. Then she relaxes. I think I might want them. Someday. When I'm ready. When I can be sure I won't repeat what was done to me. You could never be like them. It's not in you. How do you know? Because I know you. I've seen you with that young Omega, with the children in the villages, with anyone who's been hurt. You're gentle, kind, patient. You'd be an incredible mother. Someday, she says. Not yet, but someday. Then someday it is. A commotion below. Voices. Someone is arriving. They go to see. In the courtyard, a carriage. Black and silver. Familiar. The door opens. A woman emerges. Auburn hair shot with gray. Proud bearing. Expensive clothes. Rhiannon recognizes her instantly. Lady Vivian, her aunt. The woman who ordered her poison for 17 years. Rage floods through her. Hot. Immediate. Her wolf snarls. Theron feels it through the bond, his hand on her shoulder, steadying. Easy, let's hear what she wants. Vivian sees them, pales but approaches. Stops 20 feet away, bows, deep, subservient. Your Majesties, I came to apologize. Rhiannon's voice is ice. Apologize. For what I did, for what I ordered, the poisoning, the abuse, everything. Vivian's voice shakes. I was wrong, cruel. I let my ambition and bitterness poison me. I took it out on an innocent child. I'm sorry. Silence. Rhiannon studies her. The woman who stole her childhood, who made her invisible, who tried to break her. Part of her wants to order Vivian thrown in a cell, wants revenge, wants her to suffer as Rhiannon suffered. But she's not that person. Not anymore. I don't forgive you, Rhiannon says clearly. I won't pretend 17 years of abuse can be erased with an apology. But I won't punish you either. You're not worth the effort. Go back to Silverpine. Live whatever life you have left. But know this. If I ever hear of you hurting another child, another Omega, anyone vulnerable, I will come for you. And I will not be merciful. Do you understand? Vivian nods, tears streaming. I understand. Thank you, Your Majesty. She leaves, hurrying back to the carriage. Gone. Theron looks at Rhiannon. That was generous. That was closure. She's nothing now. No power, no influence. Just a bitter old woman. I don't need revenge. I've already won. And she has. She's queen. She's loved. She's whole, that's the best revenge. Later that evening, they host a small dinner. Just close friends. Muriel, a few trusted advisors. The young Omega from Silverpine visiting to train. They eat, they laugh, they share stories. It's intimate, warm, family. Rhiannon realizes this is what she always wanted. Not power, not a crown, just this. People who care, people who see her, people who stay. After dinner, she and Theron return to the tower room. The full moon is rising. The first full moon since the curse broke, since they bonded. Are you nervous? She asks. No, excited. I get to shift with you. Really shift. No curse, no corruption, just us. They undress, stand at the window, watch the moon climb. When it reaches apex, they shift together. Black wolf and white wolf, silver highlights and gold veins, storm gray eyes and violet gold. Perfect balance. They run, through the castle, down the mountain into the forest, free, fast, wild, no pain. No fear, no curse. Just two wolves running under the moon, just two mates celebrating their freedom. They run for hours, until they're exhausted, until they collapse in a moon willow grove, sides heaving, tongues lolling. Then they shift back to human, lie in the flowers, naked, laughing, alive. This, Rhiannon says, this is what I want. Forever, you, me, free, together. Forever, Theron agrees. I promise. They lie under the stars. In the flowers, in the peace, no more cages. No more poison, no more curses, just two souls who found each other, who chose each other, who saved each other. Shadow and light, darkness and dawn. Balance. 5 years later. Final scene, the tower room, same window, same view. But Rhiannon is not alone. In her arms a child, 3 years old, black hair, violet gold eyes, perfect mix of shadow and light. Her daughter, Meredith, named for Theron's mother. Mama tells story, Meredith says. Her voice is small, sweet. Which story? Your story. Brave mama. Rhiannon smiles, sits in the chair, Meredith in her lap. Once upon a time, she begins, there was a girl who was invisible. Why invisible? Because people didn't see her. They hurt her, made her small, made her forgotten. That's sad. It was sad, but then a king saw her. A cursed king, a lonely king. He saw her when no one else did. Papa, yes, Papa, and the girl and the king worked together. They broke the curse. They saved each other, and they lived happily ever after. And had me, and had you, the most important part of the story. Meredith giggles, snuggles closer. Theron appears in the doorway. He watches them, his family, his everything. Ready for bed, little star, he asks. Meredith yawns. Yes, Papa. He scoops her up, carries her to the nursery. Rhiannon follows. They tuck her in together, kiss her forehead, tell her they love her. They return to their chambers, to their bed, to their life. She's beautiful, Rhiannon whispers. So perfect. Like her mother. Flatterer. Truth-teller. They lie together, the bond warm between them. Peaceful. Complete. Outside the moon rises. Full. Bright. Beautiful. No curse. No darkness. Just light. Rhiannon Ashcroft, once invisible, once broken, once poisoned, lies in the arms of her mate, in a castle that's her home, in a kingdom that's hers, with a daughter sleeping safely in the next room. She's happy, truly completely happy, and she knows with absolute certainty that she'll never be invisible again. She's light, she's power, she's loved, she's whole.